I want to make another billion-dollar IP.
And these are all fantastic games, by the way. I'm not knocking them, but it feels like it's just this category of 8 games that we're getting repeatedly over and over again.
Welcome to Santa Monica Island in the rebuilt California Keys. Tourists used to love this place until the good, the bad, and the straight-up ugly arrived. Now we got organized crime and mercenaries taking on cops and vigilantes.
Overwatch announcement trailer hit, and Matt Fishman looked at the trailer and he goes, "Oh, fuck."
Oh, Cliffy, what are we gonna do with you, man? So, in my last video, I stressed how I love how it's important that the Nintendo Switch is keeping things fresh and interesting in this industry for me. So today, let's talk about some of the least interesting, some of the least fresh ideas. These overly congested game genres. It happens fairly often these days. The MOBA genre, when games like League of Legends started to take off, everyone had to make a MOBA. There was seriously like a new MOBA game releasing every week, as well as one shutting down every week. Overwatch is now the big dog in the class-based, character-based, I guess more so, shooter genre. And that's where our pal Cliffy and his Boss Key Studios team really started running into problems. Lawbreakers. Where do I start? It will certainly live on as a meme, but it came at one of the worst possible times a game like this could, in a field that was insanely crowded. You still have older games like Team Fortress pulling big numbers here. And I know people will harp saying, oh, the game was actually different from the rest, the fast-paced anti-gravity combat and whatnot. Yeah, sure, and while we're at it, Battleborn was different too. So many people just went like, oh my god, I totally forgot Battleborn even existed. Yeah, so did everyone else. Now, I'm not saying Lawbreakers was a bad game. Let's make that abundantly clear if any of the fanboys stumble on this video. I've personally never played it, and why is really the problem. The why is the point of this video. I thought it looked good enough, the gameplay I saw, but it didn't look different enough from the other games I was playing at the time. The other games my friends and I were already invested in. That's one of the big things with these multiplayer games, and I'm sure a lot of you realize this. It's often not enough to just be interested in the game yourself. You got to get your friends to come along with you. If your friends stick around playing other games, you're probably going to stick with them. And these days, the Battle Royale genre is the new hotness. I made a video recently about the biggest one, the current king, Fortnite, as well as PUBG, and now everyone is trying to get on board that train as well. And again, while some of you may talk about, oh, Lawbreakers was in development before games like Overwatch and whatever, sure, fine, but try using that argument now. This is Boss Key's newest game. Welcome to Radical Heights, a heavily 80s-inspired, free-to-play Battle Royale game. Now, the 80s thing should be a big hook for a nostalgia sucker like me, but I'm completely uninterested. For one, I don't like these Battle Royale games to begin with, so I'm obviously not the market. For two, though, if I am going to play a Battle Royale, I'm going to play, again, like Fortnite or PUBG, which I already have friends playing. And three, while I do like the theme, I don't think it's executed very well. This game looks more like something I'd find on a phone than something that is currently exclusive to the PC. They say they don't have any plans to port the game on anything else. It's PC exclusive for right now, at least, which you would think means they'd go all out with the graphics. Perhaps they're planning on going like a mobile route or something down the line, and that's why they're doing it like this. But again, I don't see why I would want to play something like this over a game like Fortnite. Again, this is exclusive to PC. Fortnite, I can play with people on the PS4, on the Xbox One, on mobile. It already casts such a wide net, it already has such a broad base. That's what makes these sorts of games really hard to topple. You're going to have to do something pretty amazing, I think, to dethrone them. And better yet, in terms of potentially getting invested in this new Radical Heights game, you got to consider the history of the studio. I mean, Lawbreakers, that game went downhill, and they've already pretty much pulled the plug on it. I mean, is this game going to be dead in a few months? Now, thankfully, something they did learn, this game is free to play, which, with Fortnite being free, I think that's going to be vital to succeed in the genre going forward, at least if you're a dedicated Battle Royale game. But it seems like they rushed it out the door. The gameplay and stuff I've seen looks very unoptimized and clunky, and sure, people will give you the, oh, it's early access, you can't criticize it yet. No, sorry, if you don't want me to criticize your game now, don't release it for the public to play now. I don't care what kind of bullshit tag you give it, early access, pre-alpha, I don't care, okay? It's released, people can spend money on this game, I'm going to criticize it. The Steam reviews I've seen are mostly negative for it. I believe last time I checked it's actually listed as mixed reviews, but again, a lot of those positive reviews are just saying, oh, the game has so much potential, stick around, and can be great one day. And this is a point, I think I said it in the last video, and I've been trying to hammer it home. I don't see the point in getting invested in playing a game that promises to be good one day when there's so many games I can play that they're great today. I just don't get it. And let's not forget that some of these things could get worse, potentially. From what I've been hearing, it seems like they were dipping their toes into the pay-to-win model with this game early on. I guess the Founders Pack originally was going to allow players to earn 10% more cash in the game, which, if you don't know, this game uses a cash system. You can run around to these kiosks and buy weapons, so it's like, if you're able to earn more cash, you're going to get a huge advantage over other players. Stuff like that, even though I guess they did take it out, would make me really nervous if I was actually interested in playing this game. Personally, I foresee many fans of this genre checking it out for a day or two, maybe a week, before they go back to their main Battle Royale game of choice. Funny enough, my guess is, with this game looking like it was a rush job, I think they wanted to desperately get this thing out ahead of E3, because I have the feeling that while we might not necessarily be getting many, again, dedicated Battle Royale games revealed at the show, I think many games will reveal a Battle Royale mode for either a current game or an upcoming release. This genre is certainly set to get even way more saturated, that much I can promise you. But even with all these things considered, I get the strategy here. Radical Heights will probably make way more money than Lawbreakers did. It looks way cheaper, and most free-to-play games, regardless of how garbage they are, typically end up with some whales that will dump big money into them, even if they don't stick around for long. While these companies may find some short-term success by jumping on the bandwagon, we've seen it all before. Unless you're offering something unique or superior to the competition, you're probably going to end up by the wayside when there's so many other games to choose from. Like with the people who will surely cry about me judging the game because it's only an alpha. Can you promise me it's even going to be around long enough to get significantly better? This is a great example of why, like I said in my recent Switch video, it's important for companies in the gaming industry to take some risks. You know, I'm not saying you have to do something totally different, but try some new things. More focus really needs to go into keeping us from getting just the same game, essentially, regurgitated over and over again. Nobody wants that. These guys want to boast all about how these games are brought to you by the team behind Gears of War. But the thing is, the Gears of War series actually innovated a lot. I'm sure there'll be haters on that too that'll be like, oh, it's just a third-person bro shooter. No way. When that game came out, when the original Gears came out, it was awesome. Gears 2, come on, Horde mode? Who doesn't love that shit? It's really sad to see these people relegated to chasing trends now, but Cliffy always has been kind of a dick, so maybe he deserves it. I'm kidding. Or am I? Here's the thing, I'm not saying you can't throw your hat into the ring in a crowded field like Battle Royale games. Like I said, many games are going to be doing it down the line. I hear rumors that Red Dead Redemption 2 may have some sort of Battle Royale mode. I think with the popularity of GTA 5 and how Rockstar always seems to hit it out of the park with these games, that will probably do really well if they do end up going that route. But if you are going into that field, you better be prepared to offer players an amazing experience. Give your game a great twist that separates it from the pack, or no one is going to care. I do think these more indie companies should focus on getting out something more unique, perhaps scale back. You know, you don't necessarily have to compete directly with the most popular games or AAA studios, but I guess that Lawbreakers development probably did cost a lot of money, so still, I can see them being desperate to make that money back. This just seems really desperate. But anyway, with that, this video's a wrap. Let me know your thoughts on Radical Heights and these overcrowded game genres in the comments. As always, I'm John Zakari, and thanks for watching.